This is why busy people stay broke. The most dangerous thing you can be as a builder is busy, because it's very possible to be busy and not going anywhere. What is up, you guys? Sage here, Sage, CEO, founder, Legacy Africa. Legacy Africa was started last year with zero capital put in. Managed to secure 5K's worth of merchandise and supply chain within a week. This year, we're projected to do 100,000 on the low end, and I hope that's grabbed your attention because this is very important. Busy people stay broke because they use busyness as avoidance. Number one. Number two, they don't, or they use their calendar as a to-do list rather than a strategy document. And thirdly, they don't understand the cost of busyness in terms of your time and what that could mean. So we're going to go through those things, and then lastly, we're going to leave with a quote and a bit of a framework that I packed a lot of value into. I put a lot into, and hopefully it can be useful to you as well. So number one, filling the day with menial labor type stuff. Filling your day with things that you can tick off and say that, okay, I reached out to this many people, I did this, I did that. That's very necessary work, but as the brain of the organization, there are better uses of your time, and you need to find time and make time to create rather than work. You need to be working on the business as much as or more than you're working in the business. It's going to be about a 50-50 split in the very, very beginning, but the further along you get, the more you should be on the strategy side of thing and making sure that the ship is steering into the direction that you want it to go, and that your monetization structures, your money models, your leads funnels, your offer all make sense to what you're trying to build at the end of the day. And when you're so caught up in trying to sell the offer and make the offer, you don't have time to really analyze what you're doing, what it looks like, what the customer looks like that you're acquiring, and whether you're happy with the direction of the company as it stands. So filling your calendar doesn't necessarily mean building the business, doesn't mean scaling the business, because if you don't solve the problems of your business and you scale your business, you're just going to scale your problems, because your constraints will remain the same. They'll just become tighter and tighter bottlenecks as the bottle itself grows. um, and so never confuse movement with progress. That's very, very important. um, and confront leverage. You should confront the creation of the process and the systems that will ultimately lead you to getting to where you want to go without as much load on yourself and your time. We'll get to why time is so important at the end of it. And so number two is your calendar has to be a strategy document in order to do this. If that's not the case, then you're going to put yourself in a spot of trouble. And the rule of thumb is, if it doesn't make the business better, then it doesn't get any time. A tool for this is the Eisenhower matrix. And so you can think of it as, there is a y-axis, there is an x-axis. On the y-axis, it is the importance of the thing that you're dealing with. On the x-axis is the urgency. And so if something is very important, very urgent, then you do it now. If something is very important, not so urgent, then you do it later. If something is urgent but not important, you delegate it, or you just knock it out so you can focus on the things that you need to focus on long term. And if it's not important and not urgent, why are you doing it? You delete that. And so on this side of things, if something's not important but urgent, you would delegate usually. But I understand that not everyone has the privilege. Actually, I don't think that's true. I was going to say not everyone has the privilege of delegation, but the truth is, I'm right now at a stage where, or let's not even talk about right now. In the very beginning of Legacy Africa, there were a lot of people working on a lot of different things for me, and I didn't have the money to pay any of them. I didn't even promise them any money. like any upside, but it was the opportunity to work on something spectacular. And so you should really think about the size of your dream, the size of the impact that you want to have. If no one is willing to follow you, you should really think about how much sense it actually makes, the thing that you're trying to build, if no one is willing to just be a part of the journey. And so that part, if it's not important but it is urgent, you delegate, make a way. And the question shouldn't be, oh man, this doesn't work for me. The question should be, how can I make this work for me? And so the last thing we're going to touch on before we get into, the, the core concept that I want you to walk away with, and the more actionable things that I want you to walk away with. The cost of business is busy people feel productive, strategic people actually compound. Time spent is not equal to value created. That's the limiting beliefs that you need to break within yourself. And filling your calendar rewards low leverage work, and it doesn't reward the deep thinking. It doesn't reward the deep work, the thinking work, the work where you're building systems, you're building processes, you're meeting up with partners, you're creating the actual leverage that gets you, again, working on the business instead of in the business one day. If you don't do those things, you will be working in the business forever. And so you essentially haven't created a business, you've made a job for yourself. And that's okay. That's cool. But if that's not the position that you want to be in, and you want to be in a different position that earns you more for a different allocation of your time, you increase the value of your time, and you can be more potent in your action and have more high impact. If that's the position that you see yourself in, then you need to be working toward that position from day one, from ground zero. You need to be building up to that. Um, and so stop rewarding those small things, and create time for creation. Put yourself in those positions where you can build those systems, you can build those processes, you can refine your offer, you can refine the lead systems, the lead magnets, you can refine your sales team, or the way that you are approaching your sales as a whole. You can refine your technology, you can refine just everything that makes the business work at a higher, grander scale that yields higher returns. And so the real work is ruthlessly decoupling your time from your income, because you can increase what an hour of your time is worth up to infinity, but you can never get hours back. I need you to really, really pay attention to that. And I need you to understand, because I really spent a lot of time trying to make that sentence just the way just the way it is, and to make it make the most sense and make it very potent for you. So the real work is to ruthlessly decouple your time from your income. That's the number one thing that you're building towards, is decoupling your time from your income, because you can increase what an hour is worth. You can increase your value personally up to infinity, but you can't increase the amount of time that you have. So that's why it's very important that your time, your schedule, your calendar is not just a to-do list. That you and building you first becomes the priority. Um, what this little paragraph means is, time is finite. Your calendar controls your time. And so the purpose of your calendar can't be to fill every hour. It must be to protect and multiply the value of each hour. I'll repeat that last part. You can't fill every hour. The purpose of your calendar, due to time being finite, and the value that you can increase within each unit of time being infinite, the duty of you when you're filling a schedule shouldn't be to fill the hours. It should be to fill your time with actions that increase the value of you, that protect and multiply the value of each hour. Protect and multiply the value of each hour. I don't know who that's going to make sense to. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but hopefully someone will hear me and someone will understand what I'm saying when I say this. That it is very, very important that you don't only work within your business, within your job, within whatever that may consume you, but it's very important that you build yourself, you build your worth, you build whatever it is that you need to in order to increase the value of you. I'll give you a small stupid example that is even within the context of this channel. If I'm spending time, and hopefully people will understand this as an example, if I'm busy spending all my time creating videos, then when am I analyzing the videos? When am I seeing what works? When am I making improvements? When am I deciding, like, okay, I don't just want to freelance based off of a singular concept? When do I decide I want to increase the quality of my videos? Okay, how do I want to increase the quality of my, okay, what do I want the content to be for? That's deep work. That's thinking work. That's not doing work. But if you fill your time with just, oh, record, 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 you're getting better at delivering, but you're not getting more high leverage in terms of the potency of each video. I hope that makes sense to someone. I really, really do. If you want access to those notes, if you DM Legacy Africa within 24 hours, just DM the word legacy and we'll send them to you. Thanks for watching. If you did in fact enjoy the video, please subscribe. I've been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.